Hello, my name is Jeannie Stent, and this is my contribution for our live class meeting this week. So thank you for reviewing the syllabus and all of our assignments. I currently don't have any questions right now. I'm excited and very nervous for this class, just because the experimental analysis of behavior is not something that I'm too comfortable with, but I definitely know the importance and why we need to understand it and why it's important in the field of ABA. So I know that in the field of ABA, there's a constant battle between not just ABA, but in psychology research, the battle between applied versus basic research. So interestingly enough, I just had Professor Tyler Ray last term, and our debate was applied versus basic research. And I was pro-applied. That was the team that I was assigned to. However, after analyzing, the pros versus cons of both applied and basic, we come to realize that there's no applied without there's no applied without basic, and there's no basic without applied, right? So, for example, if we have basic research conducted in a laboratory setting, if we're not able to apply that to the environment or natural settings, how effective is that research, right? And on the other end of that spectrum, basic research is necessary for us to get to that applied component, right? Like a lot of the things that we're using in applied behavior analysis. So oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. But reinforcement systems or punishment systems, these were things that were analyzed in more so restricted settings. And then now we're applying them to the natural environment. So they're both very important for each other. So after doing the discussion this week, it just challenged me to continue to think applied versus basic, how can we continue to make these two things coincide? I think that as BCBAs, or at least for me, I know that I don't have a lot of experience in basic research, but it's something that is very important, and I would like to know more about it. I know that in ABA, we do a lot of single case research. So this can be good when speaking about, or when observing, or predicting an outcome for a specific, a specific client or population. But when it comes to generalizing to the broader population, that's where that disconnect comes in. So I think that more efforts towards basic research in the field can be very helpful. So you started to talk in the presentation about the analysis of behavior and things to do before starting really any research. So some of the points that you made out were thinking about your audience, thinking about your analysis, how to set up your experience and meet the goals, and thinking carefully now means knowing better outcomes later. So I'm right now currently recruiting for my thesis. I've been recruiting for almost a year now, and it has not been very successful. But I will say that this thesis process has taught me to highlight these things that you spoke about. So my audience were Black children with autism, and then my analysis was quantitative. So the duration between providing a demand versus complying with that demand. How to best set up your experiment to meet the goals, right? So the setting that I chose was an ABA facility. I had to analyze who was going to give the instructions, how we're going to measure. And I think that that's probably the hardest part about setting up research is how do we collect data and how do we conduct this experiment in a way that it's effective and is actually measuring what we need it to measure. And then also thinking carefully now equals better outcomes later. So all research is a learning experience, which is why all research typically has a limitations portion, because there's always something that we can do better in research. So I think that a huge component of research and after conducting research is realizing, okay, this was effective or this was not effective. We can do this in the future or we can't do this in the future. Now, ultimately, I think that that's how research progresses and how we become better researchers and clinicians. So yeah, I'm very excited about this class. Thank you for your time.